Hey guys, welcome to the Super Show. I'm Chris.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Alex, and today we thought we'd try something that isn't asking for 1 to 2 hours of your time to listen to an admittedly highly enjoyable 5-star podcast.
Yes, my dudes, we are back to some old school content.
Woohoo!
We repurposed an old yet complex mathematical algorithm used to demonetize a lot of our older content in order to determine once and for all which game is the GOAT of all time.
Well,
no, hold on. You don't need to...
You just basically said the greatest of all time. You said it twice.
I did. Alright, listen, guys, the best game ever.
Anyway, look, we're just going to choose one game each that we think represents the best of the best and see if we can convince each other that my choice is obviously the winner.
Oh, I don't think so.
Well, yeah, because I'm the best. And hey, here's the fun part. Interactivity.
We're giving ourselves the monumental task of deciding which first-person shooter is the best. You know the one, the kind of game that gets you excited just thinking about it.
Okay, fellas, I'll kick things off with a game that makes me harder than I ever thought I could possibly get.
Chris, we can't talk about dicks.
All right, back to the game. I'm of course talking about Titanfall 2.
Metal gets you hard.
Hey, come on, guys. Genitals aside, I know exactly what you guys are thinking. Oh, Chris, how could you choose Titanfall 2 over Half-Life 2 or GoldenEye or even Bioshock?
Do you know what? I wasn't, but now I am.
Okay, but look, gently, the answer's pretty simple. It's because it's straight up better than all of them.
Nope.
Punchy. I know, but you know what they say,
nope.
Go hard or go home.
You are home, and you should be there after an opinion like that.
Don't COVID shame me, dude. I mean, let's keep some mystique here. I could be on the Swiss Alps or on a Mediterranean beach recording this VO, so, you know. There is method to my madness, because Titanfall 2, it's just got it all. Tight gunplay, slick movement, an incredible story, excellent set pieces, brutal boss fights, big mechs. It's a recipe for a hot mess of a time.
Chris, do you know how I know that the ghost of ATG still haunts your past?
Tell me.
That list you kind of just made has 6 things in it.
Oh my god.
6 things Chris loves about Titanfall 2.
If people want it, let me know in the comments down below. I'll make it happen.
I mean, that's kind of what this video is, but we're just doing it 3 times.
Okay guys, so check it. You play as Rifleman 3rd Class Jack Cooper, as low on the ladder as they come. After a mission goes pear-shaped in the alien planet of Typhon, you're unwittingly handed the keys to a Titan in order to save the day and kill the bad dudes and bang the ladies.
Don't remember any banging, but maybe I need to replay that game.
It was the DLC. Your wingman in all of this is the Titan BT-7274, or just BT to us cool guys. BT is such a memorable badass that I rate him right up there with GLaDOS as my favorite sentient robotic AI.
How did we never make that 6 list?
It may surprise you guys to know that I often think about BT and GLaDOS and how they'd pork. And what their babies would look like. I'm kind of thinking Nick Valentine.
What the fuck?
This has gone into the weirdest realm of robot love.
Wow, okay. Anyway, back to the Titans. These 10-foot tall pilotable mechs with more firepower than is ever necessary are a great example of what makes this game so damn good. There are multiple Titans throughout the game, each with their own unique loadouts and strategies. Killing them gives you access to their arsenal, and each one could figuratively and probably literally bite your face off. I mean, you gotta be careful with that controller, boys, you know. In the right hands, Titans can turn the tide of any battle. In the wrong hands, though, Jamies, for example, they'd just be used to punt a dog halfway across a city.
You blow up one dog on one live stream and you can never live it down. What are we doing this for?
Hey, just being in a Titan the entire time would eventually become some sort of OP borefest, right?
No, of course it wouldn't. Getting that Titan more, mate, it was wicked.
That's the most wrong opinion I've ever heard in my life.
Ouch.
Jonesy, look, without the rain, you don't get the rainbow, because instead of being in the Titan the entire time, we're often taken away from the Titans in order to further the campaign. In any other title, it could be the worst section of the game. I'm thinking about the Mary Jane segments in Marvel's Spider-Man on PlayStation, or anything to do with the Animus in Assassin's Creed games. But the story is so expertly woven that some of the Titanless sections are legit some of the best moments in the game. While you initially feel a bit fragile without your mechanical ding-dong watching over your shoulder, you quickly realize what an absolute beast a pilot can be. From fighting off waves of enemies in a working manufacturing plant while an enemy Titan hunts you down, to using an experimental time travel device thingy in a derelict research facility in order to flash back to when the base was, you know, decidedly not so derelict. Everything in this game will leave a lasting impression.
I don't know how, but I have the total opposite opinion of this game to you guys. This game is at its best when you are playing as the pilot. The parkour and the gunplay are what makes this game, not hulking around, walking at 5 miles an hour, shooting some massive LMG.
Hey, listen, hallmark of a great game where you can come away with differing opinions, but they're all good.
I guess so, yeah. We'll let you have that one.
Look, guys, this game is simply bristling with ideas and action sequences that are just simply hard to forget. It's as if Respawn. It's as if Respawn were looking at all of the FPSs that came before Titanfall 2 and simply said, you know what, hold my mother flippin' beer. Excellent gameplay, interesting story, great characters, fun multiplayer. Titanfall 2 cranked all of that shit up to 11, and that, my friends, is why it is my best FPS ever. And quite frankly, you'd be crazy to disagree.
Well, call me crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be crazy as well, to be honest, Chris.
All right, Jamie, how crazy are you gonna get then?
Crazy enough that, I don't know, you teed me up really nicely and I don't know where to take it. Chris, you know, a viewer's watch time is a precious thing, and you just spent 5-6 minutes of it telling people how one 5-hour-long campaign made Titanfall 2 the best FPS of all time.
All right, hold on. It was 5 hours plus. That's all you need to know. Move
5
on.
hours plus? That's like me saying my penis is 3 inches plus. It doesn't count. So how about a real suggestion then?
Here we go. Get ready for the world's most uninspired entry.
Step forward, the corporate cuck.
Corporate cuck.
Crack open IGN, everyone. Scroll to the very top of the list and see what JB's picked.
Not only is my pick simply better than Titanfall 2, it's fucking daddy.
Like Pornhub kind of daddy way.
No. Can we go one video without incest porn, Jonesy?
Sorry.
I'm trying so hard. I'm talking about the single most important first-person shooter of the entire century, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I'm going to take a little pause now because there's going to be some sound effects probably that go like dun 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 dun, get everyone really excited.
It is a fantastic game.
Hey, it's a good game. It's also the obvious choice.
Is it though, Chris? Modern Warfare redefined what an FPS campaign could look like. I'm talking cinematic. I'm talking bombastic. I'm talking some other word with stick at the end. A globe-trotting adventure that wasn't afraid to go full Michael Bay, from levels like All Gillied Up that are rarely far away from a greatest of all time list, to characters whose names are so ingrained in our memories, they should probably be in the dictionary by now. Jonesy, do me a favour. I'm going to tell you 4 names. I'm going to ask you to pick the odd one out. Soap, Price, Ghost, Jack Cooper.
You've been a little bit unfair there, Jamie, because of course if you'd have said Jack and BT, then that would have been a much harder
exactly.
list to pick.
Soap, Price,
bullshit.
Ghost, Jack Cooper and BT. Fucking yeah, BT all day
nonsense.
long.
Protect the pilot.
Exactly. Dude, that's all you got to say.
Back to the game itself, which, I should point out, was relentless not just in its pacing, but also its quality, coming so close to perfecting the FPS campaign that its rivals have had no choice but to copy it year after year after year. Chris, Titanfall 2?
You said it yourself, right? Coming close to perfecting the FPS campaign, whereas Titanfall 2 did perfect it, and hasn't been topped since. Not even by the remake of Modern Warfare, so stick that in your pipe and smoke it up your arsehole.
Those seem like a weird kind of mixture of instructions. I can try that, but I'm not sure it would work. So let's get back to the real OG, shall we? Modern Warfare made, in my humble opinion, the single biggest contribution to the world of multiplayer shooters since Quake.
Ooh.
That pacing, guys, the flow. The team didn't just stop at creating an airtight shooter, oh no. They understood the loop that gamers needed to keep them hooked, and they mastered it. I mean, let me throw out some terms. XP, leveling, unlocks, perks, kill streaks, prestiging. If Modern Warfare didn't invent it, it perfected it.
See, you've done something weird though there, Jamie, because you've made me think of all the cool stuff that Modern Warfare did for multiplayer, but then it kind of leaves me a bit lacking on the campaign front.
Stop that now. You're doing that on purpose.
I remember the one shot in All Gillied Up. I don't remember the 15 minutes of chat that came beforehand. Why are we still crawling around chatting? Well, because we've got to get to one place to make one shot that we're going to fuck up.
Look, stop. This isn't fair. You can dunk on Call of Duty all you want, but in the famous words of Professor Scott Steiner, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you. These are systems and ideas that have bled into countless games since, and not just first-person shooters either. And why? Because they're fucking crack cocaine, they're my heroin, inject them into my veins. And you have to ask yourself, why?
Why?
And it's thank you, Chris. It's because they're fucking good. Modern Warfare fundamentally changed the FPS landscape in a way which no game has ever done since. This video doesn't need dick measuring, okay? Because no game that either of you could bring to the table could even come close to touching the importance, the significance, the impact of Modern Warfare. But you know some old Joe can't be me and sacrifice. 250 million copies, over $15 billion in revenue. And I'm going to take a wild guess here and say that if you're listening to this, you probably contributed to those numbers too. And I'm including both of you in that.
Well, that's fair. I mean, Titanfall 2 sold like, 86 copies? So, yeah.
a few of them came through with a few bags of Doritos as well, so let's call it 100. Let's round it up. It's a video game empire bigger than Titanfall, Battlefield, and Halo combined, and it's all built off the back of one game. The founding father of the modern day FPS. The game that both of your games, I'm going to assume, learnt and drew from. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Lads, if my mic wasn't attached to an arm, I'd drop it right now.
There's no denying that Modern Warfare impacted the genre, but forgettable, if anything.
It's not forgetter. How you're not serious right now. You're not serious right now.
I just like winding you up, dude.
Now look, hey, come on, let's be fair, because I think you boys have put forward two absolutely stonkers of games, and it's going to be difficult to follow, but look, it is my turn. I'm not going to pretend this was easy either. There are literally hundreds of amazing FPS games. I mean, you guys have just put forward two right there. Not to mention the fact that the genre itself has some incredibly grey, wibbly-wobbly edges, but I've boiled down some must-haves for the greatest FPS game. We need to lay them out. We need to actually spell out what a great FPS game needs to have. A solid single-player campaign, lads.
Ooh, Titanfall 2.
Next level multiplayer.
Yeah, that sounds like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Fantastic gunplay mechanics.
Yeah, can't beat Titanfall 2, you're right, yeah.
Slick movement.
Again, it's a double whammy, yeah?
Yeah, fair enough.
A fitting environment.
There's a bit of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare in that.
Memorable characters and a legacy to be proud of.
Okay, Jonesy. I'm not sure how it's going to work out for the sake of the video, but it means a lot that you've chosen the exact same game as me.
No, dude, you chose the same game as me.
Both of you calm down, because step forward 2010's Battlefield Bad Company 2 from EA Dice.
Wow.
In 2005, Battlefield 2 had taken the series into the modern day, a tradition that Bad Company 2 continued. It also inherited the Battlefield feel, known for large-scale multiplayer combat, but it did something different to its predecessors or its contemporaries, and that was to inject action movie cinematics, guys. The way the story of the game is told through the gung-ho heroics of the titular Bad Company makes the player feel totally at ease with the often ludicrous and ridiculous set pieces thrown up by it and similar games.
Wow, ludicrous and ridiculous. That's
a double whammy.
You know what, Jonesy? You've intrigued me. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt here.
Yeah.
Okay, but come with me, Chris, through this journey.
Okay, Uncle Cracker.
Because look, this also carried through to the multiplayer. Bad Company 2, like 1, did away with the 64-player battles, instead opting for 24-player skirmishes, but the intensity of the larger maps was still there, and so were the vehicles as well. This was an all-or-nothing multiplayer where action heroes could turn the tide of battle with some over-the-top heroics. No wonder there is still an engaged community to this very day, boys.
Is there?
There is indeed.
I think he's made that up. How do you know that?
Because I play it at least 10 times a day, and there's no way you've got to prove any other way.
Bullshit!
Now, despite the focus on heroism and humour, at its core, Bad Company 2 is still a modern-day combat sim, which forces you to couple your intensity and ambition with skill. The weapons feel weighty, bullets impactful, and the range of modern weapons allows you to mix up combat and go full Rambo if you want to, but it still asks you to consider tactics, like, you know, where to push the line, where to dig in, those sorts of things.
No Bad Company 2 player has ever thought of any of those things ever.
That is not true. I do it whenever I play this game, which I do regularly. But look, Battlefield has always been about operating in a theatre of war. Bad Company just throws on some rock music and asks you to consider using a chainsaw instead of a scalpel.
That was Gears of War, Jonesy. You're getting your games mixed up again.
Now, the importance of destructible environments in the game can also not be overemphasized. In a sea of titles that offered a plasterboard wall as a safe haven from a nuke, Bad Company made people rethink how safe they were, whilst at the same time offering up a whole new awesome way to attack enemies. Don't go through a door the way that COD would have you do it. Don't make you do some weird thing in a mech as Titanfall 2 would do. No, blow the goddamn wall up and take out your enemies that way.
I guess you're right, Jonesy. Bad Company 2 is in many ways just a slightly inferior Red Faction guerrilla. I'm glad we can agree on that.
How dare you, sir? Anyway, probably wondering why I've gone with Battlefield Bad Company 2 as opposed to 1, and it's namely due to the map design, how good its weapons felt, and the narrative of the different environments you experience. And also, you can't forget the awesome DLC.
Jonesy, you know how you're giving the vote to Bad Company 2 owing to map design?
That was one of the many factors that I took into my algorithm, as Chris would say, and churned out this at the other end.
Can you name one map from Bad Company 2?
I could name all of them, yes. Thank you for asking. Because the final thing I will say is that without Battlefield as a series, we wouldn't see some of the most exciting FPS games we have today. Would we have PUBG without Battlefield and its sprawling maps? Would we have Warzone and its OP vehicles if Battlefield hadn't done it first? Battlefield always was the king of the multiplayer war in my mind, and whilst others were incredibly good at claustrophobic infantry combat, Battlefield led the way to give us some of the most awesome multiplayer FPS games we enjoy today.
You're right, Battlefield 2 was an absolute stonker.
I was more of a Battlefield 3 kind of guy myself, but there we go.
You're both wrong, because it's all about Bad Company too.
It's all about that cinematic campaign with a cast of characters I'm guessing you don't remember a single name of.
I remember all their names, thank you for asking. Now let's carry on.
You can't get anywhere with this.
Wow, okay, cool. So I guess I'm the winner then, because your guys' suggestions were absolute hot trash.
Whoa.
That's not how any of this
Hold
works.
the
That's not
hell
how
on,
Oh,
mate.
come on, the geriatric choices there.
Jared,
Okay, fine. Clearly, we can't agree on the best FPS ever, so why don't we ask the viewer to decide by letting us know who got it right in the comments down below.
they're probably going to say that none of us did.
And with that, fellas, I guess all that's left is the sign-off. Thanks for watching, and we will see you very soon.
Bye.
See ya!